What's up, DBs? Coach D Magic here, former D1 defensive back. I'm here to bring you guys a good footwork warm-up drill. This works on your footwork, pad level focus, and your hips as well. So you're gonna start with 2 cones and they're gonna be about 5 yards apart. And essentially what we're trying to do is we're just trying to warm up our feet, our hips for whatever we're going to do in Indy. Got my cones in a straight line. They're gonna be 5 yards apart. The drill is going to start in a crossover run. So you're gonna start at this cone, starting the crossover run to the cone. Now, if you're a coach, if you have a coach, you're gonna be keeping your eyes on the coach and it's more of a reaction drill. But if you're doing it by yourself, you just keep your eyes on the cones or you can face forward, either way, okay? So I'm gonna start here in a football stance. Football stance meaning we can play all kinds of different positions from this stance. All right, so I'm gonna be in a crossover run to the first cone. Crossover run, back to our start cone, and then I'm going to pivot. So our inside foot, this is gonna be our inside, it's gonna pivot, and we're gonna be in a crossover run this way. And this is where your many different breaks and angles come into play. So I could break straight back down, flat. That would be a 0-degree break. If I get here and I break towards this cone, and you want to finish on the inside of the cone, you don't want to have a wide angle. If I finish inside of the cone, that's my 45. And then the 90, so it's going to be more of an 80, I would say. Here's why. So when we break flat, or so when we break at that 90, most times we're going to end up undercutting the hip, okay? So we don't want to break and be right behind the receiver. When we open and break at that 90, you're going to cut underneath, okay? And this is gonna be more of an 80 break. If you wanted to do reverse 45, okay? Reverse 45, I'm flipping here, and I would be breaking this way. Reverse 90 here, and I'm flipping my hips that way again, undercutting on the throw. So the key coaching points to this drill is whenever you're in a crossover run, let's say I'm looking this way, okay? My receiver's that way, my quarterback's this way. You don't want to have a high shoulder when we're running. Okay, look at this. So when it's time to break, see how all momentum's going away from the break. I would have to drop my hips and then transition this way. Instead of already having that low front shoulder like a cat, boom. My momentum's going this way. I can stick that foot in the ground and I can drive. So it's gonna be really difficult when you're going here and here and here. You're gonna have a tend to, you might start low here, okay? Then you might go here, you might go here. So if you're coaching it, that's what we're looking for, having an even pad level. And then if you're coaching yourself, that's what you wanna focus on. So when you're doing this drill, and any drill really, you want to have some type of finish component. So if I'm opening and I'm breaking 45, I'm driving for 5, all right? So I'm sprinting to that cone, my eyes locked in on that cone. As I get to the cone to finish, if you have someone who can throw you the ball, throw it. Catching, work on your catching interceptions, or have them roll the ball, practice on getting low, scoop and score. If you're working by yourself like me, as I get to that cone, as soon as I see the cone right under me, boom, I'm punching straight through, practicing on punching through the breadbasket and getting that ball out.
All right, so let's see this agility drill play out in real life, in a real game. So as a corner, for sure, as a corner, you're probably going to spend most of your time in a crossover run, whether you're starting from a pedal or you're starting in a crossover run, you're gonna spend most of your life there. Safeties, middle field safeties, deep half safeties, really, most times you're gonna spend your life in a pedal. So for the sake of this drill, of this play, I should say, this is looks like a cover 2, so we're a flat player. So just like the drill, right? So imagine we shuffled and then we're shuffling back and then we're going to hinge or open with our inside foot. So his left foot is going to hinge, and we're working back. Now, once we're working back about 5 yards, we have our angles, all right? So remember, if we're going straight back down, that's a 0. If we were to go straight down at an angle towards the inside, that's our 45. And then if we're in a straight line, that's a flat 90. But remember, we want to go and step in front of that thing. If we go reverse 90, we'd go this way. And reverse 45, we go down here this way. So we get to the second cone, crossover, all right? Boom, he is flipping and he's gonna bring his hips back down for a 0 degree break or 0 degree tackle. And remember, whenever you finish the drill, so if you're doing the drill, you wanna have some type of finish, whether it's a scoop and score, whether it's an interception, and he's making a tackle, so let's add that in there. You could come to balance, okay, and then practice breaking down and making a tackle. Great play there. Another game example, we have Reek Woolen. Does a great job of flipping his hips downhill and making an interception. So he's going to be bailing right now. Receiver tries to get into our blind spot. We're reading the quarterback all day and we get the pick. So just like the drill, we would be starting here, crossover run, pivot, all right? So our inside foot will be back, and now we'd be in this position here where we're in another crossover run, or in this instance, a bail. I think he does a good job. He's tall. I think he's like 6'3", of having good pad level. This front shoulder looks slightly lower, or at worst case scenario, he's even. Okay, you just don't want to be leaning back, okay? Front shoulder is best case scenario. All right, we're okay if we're even keeled here. Crossover run. Now we can stick that foot in the ground and flip our hips, and this would be reverse 45. All right, guys, make sure you go grab that DB Mastery program. We have tons and tons of drills, guys. I'm looking at it, and the average cost for a personal trainer for an hour session is gonna run you about $30 to $50, and that's on the low end. I know some guys charging $100. So if you go to thedbnetwork.com and grab our DB Mastery program, if you're a parent, coach, or an athlete, you can train yourself for the cost of one training session. I guarantee you're gonna have everything in there that you need to be elite. Press man, off man, slot man, safety drills, even a speed and agility training package in there. We got some mental training in there. And make sure you use this. You can use this before indie periods. You can use this before you do any type of DB specific training. I just turned 33, man, so these drills are a lot harder to do than they were when I was 18 or early 20s in college. So you can see that I'm winded here. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe.